Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. God just interrupted your daily algorithm because there is a very high-profile person watching you in secret. They are completely mesmerized by two very rare qualities you possess. Do not skip this message. Your spiritual guides orchestrated this exact moment for a massive revelation about your future. You have always felt like you were on the outside looking in. Even when you are standing in a crowded room, a profound sense of isolation washes over you. It makes you feel completely alone. You give people your purest light. They return it with unexplainable coldness. They cast you as the black sheep, but they never understood the heavy spiritual weight you carry every single day. It is completely exhausting to exist in your current environment. You wake up feeling drained before the day even begins. Your shoulders are tight with invisible pressure that you cannot explain. You try to shrink yourself down just to make others comfortable, but your frequency is simply too loud and the people around you feel intimidated. They project their deep insecurities onto you. You probably wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning for no logical reason. Your chest feels heavy with anxiety that does not actually belong to you. Strangers feel compelled to tell you their deepest secrets within minutes of meeting you because your spirit provides a safe space for their brokenness. You are a genuine empath. You absorb the energy of every room you walk into. Energy vampires zero in on you almost immediately. They hated you for absolutely no reason at all. You bent over backwards to show them love, kindness, and extreme loyalty. And yet, they whispered behind your back and tried to sabotage your progress. Listen to me carefully. This was never a punishment. Heaven intentionally made you uncomfortable in those spaces to force you out. You had to be removed from a timeline that was entirely too small for your destiny. While you were crying over people who could not appreciate your light, the universe was shifting the board. Someone else has been silently watching how you handle the darkness. A very high-profile person has taken notice of your incredible spiritual resilience. They have seen the quiet dignity you maintain. Lesser people tried to tear you down, and they are completely captivated by your silent strength. They are drawn to your high frequency. You are a powerful cycle breaker. You carry an ancient energy that demands immediate respect from the spiritual realm. The people who abandoned you were terrified of the pure truth you reflect back at them. They could not manipulate your strong spirit. They decided to isolate you instead. But their rejection was actually your greatest spiritual protection. The universe was simply clearing the stage for your next elevation. Stop wondering if you did something wrong to deserve the mistreatment. You did absolutely nothing wrong. Your only supposed crime was shining too brightly in a room full of people who prefer the dark. Your intense empathy is a sacred weapon, not a psychological flaw. You feel everything so deeply because you were literally designed to transmute low-frequency energy into pure light for the people around you. Now, the atmosphere around you is radically changing. You can feel a strange anticipation building in your spirit over the last few weeks. The heavy season of spiritual warfare is over. Heaven has witnessed your silent tears in the dark. Your spiritual team is now stepping in to deliver a level of vindication that will shock everyone who doubted your power and tried to destroy your peace. This powerful individual sees exactly what the others were too blind to recognize. They operate on a frequency that perfectly matches your own. They are not intimidated by your spiritual depth. They embrace your quiet, commanding power. Instead, they are deeply drawn to it. This rare connection is not a coincidence at all, but rather a divine appointment that has been in the works for a very long time. The isolation you experienced was just a temporary waiting room. You are about to step into a new reality where your rare traits are celebrated. They will no longer be attacked. I am going to reveal exactly who this person is and how their sudden arrival will radically shift your entire timeline. But first, you need to deeply understand why those two specific qualities make you so incredibly dangerous to the enemy. The spiritual realm has been trying to hide this truth from you for years, because once you finally realize your true power, you become completely unstoppable. You have lived most of your life feeling like a walking target. People you barely know seem to take an instant dislike to you for absolutely no logical reason. They whisper behind your back and try to tarnish your good name. You twist yourself into knots trying to figure out what you did wrong. You constantly analyze every single conversation you have. You desperately search for your hidden flaws. But the truth is that you did absolutely nothing to provoke them. You simply existed safely in your own pure frequency. Your very presence is a massive spiritual trigger for people who are secretly operating in the dark. When you walk into a room, you do not just bring your physical body. You bring a massive column of spiritual light that instantly exposes their hidden demons. They do not hate you because you are flawed. They hate you because your light forces them to look at their own deeply buried insecurities. These low-frequency entities are terrified of pure authenticity. They survive by wearing masks and playing manipulative games with everyone around them. But they cannot play those toxic games with you. Your pure spirit sees right through their pathetic lies. You are a powerful generational cycle breaker. Your soul chose a path that is incredibly difficult because you were designed to dismantle generational curses. The ordinary people around you are completely asleep. They are comfortable repeating the same toxic patterns their ancestors passed down to them. But you finally woke up from the illusion. You refused to participate in the toxic drama that defined your family history. Because you refused to play along, they labeled you as the problem. They cruelly called you far too overly sensitive. They constantly said you were acting completely crazy. They tried to make you feel like you were the one ruining the peace. But you were not ruining their peace at all. You were simply disrupting their very comfortable dysfunction. You were breaking the chains they were too cowardly to fight against. Every time someone walked out of your life, you probably blamed yourself. You cried late at night, wondering why you were never enough for them. You must stop doing that to yourself right now. You were always more than enough for them. The reality is that they simply did not have the spiritual capacity to hold the massive amount of grace and power that you naturally project into the world. Heaven literally had to remove them from your path. If those people had stayed in your life, they would have drained your frequency completely dry. They were spiritual parasites feeding on your endless compassion. The sudden exits and brutal betrayals were actually divine interventions. God was violently shaking your foundation to wake you up to your own immense value. Your pure energy is heavily protected right now. The universe has drawn a line in the sand around your life. Save this video right now so you do not lose this frequency when you need it most. This season of deep isolation was absolutely necessary. It was always your sacred spiritual cocoon. You were stripped of everything fake so you could rebuild yourself on a foundation of solid truth. This brings us back to the high-profile person who is watching you. They have been observing how you navigate this intense spiritual warfare. They see the incredible grace you display when you are under fire. While ordinary people are intimidated by your fierce independence, this specific person is completely mesmerized by it. They recognize the divine signature on your life. They know how rare it is to find someone who remains so incredibly soft and loving after surviving so much brutal trauma. Most people turn bitter and cold when the world breaks them. But your resilient soul did something entirely different. You took all of that heavy pain and transmuted it into profound wisdom. You kept your heart open, even when it was bleeding from their betrayal. I am about to tell you exactly how this profound connection is going to unfold in your physical reality. This changes the entire trajectory of your future. But before I explain how this massive blessing will arrive, you must first understand a very specific spiritual law that your enemies just broke. Their ignorance is about to trigger a massive wave of divine karma. You have been incredibly exhausted because you are operating under a set of spiritual laws that most people do not even know exist. This is the exact realm of spiritual physics. It is a hidden system of energy transfer that completely governs our daily physical reality. When you poured your pure heart into these toxic people, you were not just giving them your physical time, You were literally transferring your high-frequency energy directly into their massive spiritual void. Take a deep breath and let the heavy guilt go right now. The extreme exhaustion you are feeling is not a medical issue at all. It is a calculated spiritual extraction. The people who took advantage of your kindness did not do it by accident. They did it because their own energy source was completely depleted. They desperately needed a pure host to survive the darkness they created for themselves. They saw your brilliant light, and instead of admiring it, they desperately tried to steal it. They knew they could never actually reach your divine frequency, so they tried their absolute best to drag you down to their miserable level. They constantly provoked you just to get an emotional reaction. Every single tear you cried was a twisted victory for their toxic egos. They fed off your pain, but you are a genuine earth angel. You do not operate out of malice or manipulation like they do. Your natural instinct is to heal and uplift everyone around you. You falsely assumed that if you just loved them hard enough, they would eventually change their toxic ways. You thought your pure love could heal their deep spiritual wounds, but energy vampires do not want to be healed at all. They only want to be fed. This is exactly why your life has felt like a massive uphill battle lately. You have been carrying the dead weight of their unresolved trauma on your own shoulders. They dumped their heavy karmic baggage onto you and walked away completely guilt-free. They thought they had successfully ruined your bright spirit. They genuinely believed they could drain you dry and face zero consequences. They were terribly mistaken. There is one fundamental rule of spiritual physics that they completely ignored in their selfish arrogance. They did not realize that stealing energy from a chosen one triggers an automatic cosmic response. You cannot simply rob a high-frequency soul and walk away unpunished. The universe operates on a strict law of energetic balance, and they just tipped the scales way too far. They thought they were incredibly clever when they isolated you. They assumed that stripping away your support system would leave you completely defenseless. But they forgot who actually assigned you this sacred mission. They did not just attack an ordinary person trying to live a quiet life. They launched a direct assault against heaven itself. They touched something that was divinely marked as protected. You see, spiritual energy can never truly be destroyed. It can only be transferred or heavily multiplied. When they took your pure light, they thought they could use it to illuminate their own dark paths. But stolen divine energy burns the hands of those who are not meant to hold it. Your frequency is literally too high for their fragile systems to process. It is causing massive chaos in their daily lives right now. While they were busy trying to bury you in the dark, your brilliant light was acting like a beacon. The very isolation they created actually made you stand out even more to the spiritual realm. This is exactly how you caught the attention of that high-profile person. This powerful individual recognized the intense spiritual warfare surrounding you. They saw your incredible grace under massive pressure. Your enemies are completely oblivious to the massive storm gathering right above their heads. The energy they stole from you has now turned into a heavy poison within their own lives. Everything they try to build is starting to crumble right in front of their eyes. The spiritual blind spot they possessed is about to cost them absolutely everything they hold dear. They broke the ultimate rule. They thought you were completely destroyed. But there is a massive spiritual consequence they did not account for in their sinister plan. Before I reveal exactly how God is handling your enemies right now, you must first understand the severe penalty for breaking this sacred rule. What is happening to them in the unseen realm right now is absolutely terrifying. You need to hear this. Remember that massive spiritual blind spot I mentioned previously? Here is the absolute truth about what they did. When they decided to attack your peaceful energy, they did not realize they were attacking heaven itself. They thought you were just a regular person they could easily manipulate, but you are a fiercely protected high-frequency soul, and they messed with the wrong spirit entirely. The spiritual rule they broke is the very sacred law of divine return. Whatever pure energy you steal from a chosen one is automatically multiplied and returned as heavy karma. They are currently experiencing a complete collapse of their personal foundations while their fake friendships crumble around them. Their finances are drying up rapidly. They are drowning in the very same chaos they tried to push onto you. You thought they abandoned you in your darkest hour. You falsely believed their sudden departure was solid proof of your own unworthiness. Absolutely not. Heaven forcefully removed them from your timeline because your destiny was completely blocked by their low-frequency presence. They were standing right in the doorway of your greatest blessing. The universe had to permanently clear the path. The sudden emptiness you felt was not a void at all. It was a massive spiritual clearing. The universe was creating physical and emotional space for someone truly extraordinary to enter your life. This high-profile person could never have approached you while you were surrounded by those toxic parasites. Your energy field was too cluttered with their desperate neediness and constant drama. This powerful individual operates on a completely different level of awareness. They do not have the time or patience for petty games, and they require extreme authenticity in all of their connections. When they looked at you, they saw a rare lightworker who survived the dark without losing their beautiful glow. They saw a quiet warrior who handles intense spiritual warfare with absolute grace. Your previous circle constantly made you feel like you were too much to handle. They told you your dreams were completely unrealistic. They desperately tried to dim your light to match their own mediocre reality. But this new person sees your massive potential as a highly valuable asset. They are not intimidated by your brilliant mind. They are deeply inspired by the exact things your enemies heavily criticized. Heaven knew exactly what it was doing when it intentionally isolated you. God was hiding you safely in the shadows to complete your massive spiritual upgrade. You needed to learn how to stand firmly in your own power without relying on broken people to validate your pure existence. Now that your frequency is fully stabilized, the universe is ready to drop the veil. The divine introduction is finally happening. You are about to experience a profound collision of divine destinies. This is not a random encounter you can simply brush off. This person carries resources, connections, and a massive platform that will instantly elevate your entire life. They are holding the exact missing pieces to the vision you have been quietly building in your mind. The synergy between your souls is going to be incredibly explosive. You must stop looking back at the people who walked away. You need to stop mourning the heavy loss of dead weight. Your enemies served their temporary purpose in your life as the heavy resistance you needed to build your spiritual muscles. They pushed you so hard that you actually broke through the matrix. You graduated from their toxic classroom, and you are never going back to that low level. The intense exhaustion is finally lifting from your physical body. You can literally feel a massive shift in the atmosphere around you this week. The heavy fog is rapidly clearing out of your mind. Comment 777 if you have been feeling this massive shift in your energy. You are officially realigning with your highest possible timeline. The days of struggling in silence are completely over. This powerful person is stepping into your reality very soon. They are completely captivated by you. They have been silently watching how you navigate the entire world with two very specific and rare qualities. I am about to reveal exactly what these two unusual traits are. But you must brace yourself for the truth. The first quality is going to shock you because it is the exact thing you always hated about yourself. The first rare quality this high-profile person is absolutely obsessed with is your incredible hyper-authenticity. You possess a massive inability to fake anything. For many years, you actually hated this trait about yourself. You watched other people easily pretend to like each other, and you wondered why you could never wear those same social masks. It felt like a curse. Your enemies constantly made you feel terrible for this. They aggressively called you too blunt or too rigid. They said you made simple things way too complicated. But they were just angry because your raw truth exposed their comfortable lies, and you completely ruined the toxic illusions they worked so hard to build. Your spirit literally rejects fake energy on a cellular level. This powerful individual sees your raw honesty as the ultimate luxury. They live in a massive world full of fake smiles and hidden agendas. Everyone around them is constantly trying to manipulate them for money or status, and they are so tired of the endless games. They are surrounded by desperate people who just agree with everything they say. It is incredibly lonely at their high level of success. But you do not care about their impressive titles at all. You look right past the money and the worldly fame. You speak directly to the pure core of their soul. That exact trait completely mesmerizes them because they have never met anyone who remains so completely unbothered by their worldly status. You treat them like a normal human being. You validate their real feelings. You falsely thought your brutal honesty was a heavy curse. You tried so hard to soften your sharp edges just to fit into their tiny boxes. But your spiritual guides would never let you compromise your sacred truth, and heaven forced you to remain authentic even when it cost you everything. Your strict boundaries became your ultimate spiritual shield. You protected your own peace. This person has been secretly observing you from a safe distance. They watched you gracefully walk away from situations that compromised your high morals. They saw your unwavering integrity in moments when nobody else was looking. While others sell their souls for cheap validation, you held firmly onto your divine principles and proved that you cannot be bought. That takes massive internal strength. They respect you deeply. The heavy karma hitting your enemies right now is directly tied to this exact quality. They maliciously tried to make you feel crazy for simply standing your ground. Now they are completely drowning in their own miserable lies. The universe is actively punishing the people who tried to silence your authentic voice, and their fake lives are falling apart right in front of them. They have absolutely nowhere to hide. Heaven has violently stripped them of all their false protections. The universe simply does not allow toxic entities to attack a genuine truth seeker without severe consequences. You are a pure light worker. Your high frequency naturally acts as a massive human lie detector, which means you instantly recognize when someone is trying to deceive you. This high-profile individual desperately needs your exact energy. They need you around them. They want your unfiltered wisdom in their exclusive inner circle. They know that having you by their side guarantees massive spiritual and material success. Your pure intuition can spot a snake in the grass from a mile away. They need someone who will tell them the harsh truth when everyone else is simply feeding them comfortable lies to stay in their favor. You are their ultimate missing piece. They know this for a fact. They are currently making major moves in the unseen realm to align with your path. They are clearing out their own toxic connections just to make room for your massive light. They recognize that you are a highly protected chosen one. They understand that bringing you into their world will instantly elevate their own spiritual frequency to completely new and exciting heights. They are ready for your arrival. You are no longer the misunderstood black sheep of your painful past. You are the highly sought-after prize of your beautiful future. The terrible days of begging for basic respect are permanently over. You are stepping into beautiful rooms where your absolute truth is celebrated as brilliant genius, and your authentic spirit becomes your greatest possible asset. You are finally being recognized, but as incredibly powerful as your raw authenticity is, it is only half of the complete equation. This first quality merely caught their initial attention. The first quality is really just the surface level. The most terrifying part is the second trait you possess, because this second quality is the exact thing that completely locked them into your energy. It is extremely powerful, you have no idea. This second quality is so incredibly rare that they have never seen it in anyone else before. It is something you do completely naturally every single day without even thinking about it. It is the core of your spiritual power. I am going to reveal exactly what this second quality is right now, but that is not even the craziest part. The second rare quality is your profound ability to perform spiritual alchemy. You literally turn heavy trauma into pure golden light. The high-profile person is completely obsessed with this. They watched you go through absolute hell and come out completely spotless. Most people are permanently destroyed by the level of betrayal you recently experienced. You simply leveled up your soul. Your enemies threw their worst toxic energy at you. They confidently expected you to break down and beg for their mercy. But you took their dark energy and used it as high-octane fuel for your own massive growth. You are a powerful spiritual alchemist. You do not just survive the fire. You completely absorb the flames and use them to light your own magnificent path. This high-profile person has never seen anything like this before. You must understand who this person actually is. They are not just someone with massive worldly wealth or massive fame. They are a deeply awakened visionary who holds significant power in this physical realm. They have built an empire, but they have been searching desperately for a spiritual equal to share it with. They are extremely tired of weak people who crumble at the very first sign of adversity. When they discovered your pure energy, they were completely blown away. They saw a battle-tested warrior wearing a crown of absolute grace. They realized immediately that you are the exact missing frequency they need to complete their massive mission. Your resilient spirit is their ultimate prize. Now look at the miserable people who deliberately tried to bury you in the dark. This is where the divine justice becomes incredibly sweet. The universe is forcing your enemies to watch your massive elevation from the sidelines. They are currently trapped in the exact same toxic cycles they tried to force onto you. Their lives are falling apart while your star is rapidly rising to the top. They desperately want to look away, but heaven will definitely not let them. God is making them witness every single blessing they tried to steal from your hands. The high-profile person is about to publicly validate everything you stand for. Your enemies will have to watch this powerful individual treat you like absolute royalty. They will realize exactly what they foolishly threw away. You are completely untouchable now. The heavy energetic cords tying you to those energy vampires are permanently severed forever. You are fiercely protected by divine forces that your enemies cannot even begin to comprehend. This new person is stepping into your life as a physical manifestation of your massive spiritual reward. They are bringing resources that will shock everyone you know. Your pure spiritual alchemy made this incredible connection entirely possible today. You did not let the terrible darkness turn your beautiful spirit bitter. You kept your heart completely open. Because you passed the hardest spiritual test imaginable, the universe is handing you the master keys. This powerful connection is going to completely shatter the old matrix you were previously trapped inside of. They are completely addicted to your peaceful frequency right now. They literally cannot stop thinking about the quiet confidence you project into the world. Every time they interact with fake people, they find themselves craving your raw authenticity even more. You have ruined them for anyone else. They are magnetically pulled toward your bright spirit, and they cannot resist the strong pull. This is the ultimate vindication for every single tear you cried in absolute secret. The foolish people who made you feel worthless are now entirely irrelevant to your beautiful journey. You have ascended to a timeline where their petty opinions do not matter at all. The high-profile person is preparing to make a very bold move toward you. They are clearing their schedule to enter your sacred space. You are no longer fighting for your basic survival in this physical realm. You are currently stepping into a beautiful season of massive and effortless dominion. Your incredible ability to transmute pain into power has officially made you a target for extreme abundance. But you must prepare your physical reality for this massive sudden shift. The sheer scale of this blessing is completely unprecedented. How exactly will the sudden arrival of this powerful person change your daily reality? The massive impact of their obsession will instantly rewrite your entire future. It will bring an avalanche of rapid changes that might feel overwhelming if you are not properly grounded. You must know exactly what to do when this massive portal finally opens for you. The dramatic shift happens incredibly fast. Take a deep breath and let your shoulders drop right now. The intense war you fought in the dark is finally over. You no longer have to look over your shoulder expecting another brutal attack. The heavy spiritual warfare that drained your energy for years has been completely defeated, and you can finally rest your tired mind. You are totally safe. You are fiercely protected. The universe has forcefully cleared the toxic energy from your path. A massive wave of emotional and financial abundance is heading your way, but you have to show the spiritual realm that you are truly ready to receive it, because heaven cannot pour fresh blessings into a closed hand. You must release your grip on those painful memories. Leave them far behind you. You spent so much time playing the role of the misunderstood outsider, and you accepted the tiny crumbs of affection that broken people tossed your way. You convinced yourself that you did not deserve genuine love. But heaven has officially upgraded your status today. You are stepping into your new era as an untouchable soul. You are a true chosen one. The people who hurt you have absolutely no power over your future. Their low-frequency opinions simply do not matter anymore. You have completely outgrown their tiny and restricted world. As this high-profile person steps into your daily reality, you must feel entirely worthy of their profound attention. Do not shrink yourself down to make this powerful connection feel normal. You are allowed to take up massive space in this new environment. You are allowed to be celebrated for the rare qualities you possess. Your hyper-authenticity and your spiritual alchemy are highly valuable gifts. They are the exact reasons why the universe selected you for this massive upgrade, because your pure spirit proved its absolute loyalty in the dark. Breathe in this fresh energy. Your aura is currently too bright for energy vampires to even look at. The heavy spiritual armor you wore during the battle can finally be removed. You do not need to fight for your basic survival anymore. The divine forces are fighting every single battle on your behalf right now, while you sit safely in the comfort of your well-deserved victory. Open your heart today. This powerful individual is going to treat you with extreme respect. They will not ask you to change your fundamental nature. They will honor your strict boundaries and celebrate your incredible intuition. But you must firmly believe that you actually deserve this high level of profound respect. If you secretly doubt your own incredible worth, you will unconsciously push this massive blessing away before it even arrives. The universe wants to hand you the absolute best of everything. You have paid your heavy karmic dues by suffering through those toxic cycles. You broke the terrible generational curses that your ancestors could not defeat. Now, it is time to collect your spiritual inheritance. This inheritance includes massive financial freedom, and it brings the deeply supportive connections you have always dreamed about having. Do not let the ghost of your past sabotage your brilliant future. When this high-profile person reaches out, you must respond with absolute confidence. You are their energetic equal in the spiritual realm. They might have more money or worldly status, but your frequency is the exact treasure they desperately need. You are bringing immense value to their beautiful life. Your long season of painful isolation was just an intense training ground. It prepared you to hold the massive amount of power you are about to receive, because the universe needed to ensure your ego was completely dismantled first. Ordinary people would completely lose their minds if they were handed this much influence. But heaven knows your pure heart is firmly anchored in truth. You are no longer the victim of other people and their dark energy. You are a highly elevated chosen one stepping into a timeline of absolute dominion. This requires a massive shift in your daily mindset. You must wake up every single morning expecting wonderful things to happen, and you must train your brain to anticipate absolute miracles instead of constantly anticipating bitter betrayal. The energy vampires who tried to drain you are completely locked out. Their low frequency cannot penetrate the divine shield surrounding you right now, because heaven has permanently revoked their access to your beautiful light. You have successfully navigated the darkest valleys of your spiritual journey. Now you get to stand firmly on the mountaintop and receive your massive rewards. You are standing on the very edge of a massive spiritual breakthrough today. The unseen realm is literally vibrating with your brand new frequency. You survived the darkest nights and the most brutal betrayals without losing your pure heart, and you never once allowed their toxic actions to turn your spirit bitter. Now the universe is rolling out the red carpet for your physical arrival. Your energy field is completely purified. That high-profile person is already moving rapidly toward your physical reality. The strange synchronicities you keep seeing everywhere are not random at all. They are direct confirmations from heaven that your timelines are perfectly merging, because the universe has recognized your immense value. You do not need to chase them or force anything to happen. Your incredible light is doing all the heavy lifting. True spiritual power lies in absolute surrender to the master divine plan. You simply need to remain anchored in your beautiful, authentic light. Keep protecting your sacred energy from those who simply cannot comprehend your massive depth. The people who mocked your kindness are currently watching your glorious ascent in total disbelief, and they are quickly realizing exactly what they lost. They are absolutely stunned. They honestly never expected you to rise this incredibly high above them. They foolishly thought their toxic actions would keep you trapped in their low-frequency web forever. But they severely underestimated the raw power of a genuine chosen one, because they could only see the world through their own limited perspective. Your beautiful spirit was fiercely forged in the burning fire of their malicious intentions. You emerged from the flames wearing that resilience like a solid gold crown. You are a generational curse breaker who permanently changed the spiritual trajectory of your entire bloodline. Heaven is extremely proud of the silent battles you completely dominated in the dark. You bravely fought massive demons that nobody else could even see, and you did it without ever asking for a single round of applause. Your dedicated spiritual team desperately wants you to know that you are deeply loved. You were never actually alone when you cried in that dark valley. God was simply hiding you in the shadows to heavily protect you from premature exposure. You absolutely had to mature spiritually before you could safely handle this massive amount of worldly influence. And the waiting period was necessary for your absolute safety. You are officially ready to step boldly into the brilliant spotlight today. But as you boldly enter this new reality, you must fiercely protect this sacred frequency. Desperate energy, vampires will absolutely try to test your boundaries again once they see your massive success. You must keep your spiritual doors firmly locked against them, because they will try anything to steal a tiny drop of your new magical glow. Do not let them drain this beautiful new timeline you have finally entered. You must aggressively anchor it with absolute divine authority. Follow this page right now to permanently seal your spiritual protection and completely lock out the enemy. Connecting with this exact frequency creates an impenetrable energetic shield around your glowing aura, and it guarantees that absolutely no dark entity can ever cross your path again. Type the exact words "I claim my power" in the comments right now. By publicly declaring your readiness, you are signaling to heaven that you fully accept this massive upgrade. You are telling the vast universe that you embrace your powerful identity as a genuine light worker. You are officially untouchable by their low vibrational attacks, and your profound spiritual awakening is now a permanent fixture in this physical reality. Let those broken and toxic people stay entirely in the painful past where they truly belong. Your bright future is strictly reserved for high-frequency souls who properly appreciate your rare spiritual qualities. You are a magnificent earth angel stepping into a beautiful season of absolute worldwide dominion. Hold your beautiful head incredibly high today, because you have successfully passed the hardest test the spiritual realm could ever throw at you. The masterful divine setup is now fully complete and ready for immediate activation. That high-profile connection is actively loading into your physical reality at this exact moment. Remain deeply grounded in your profound hyper-authenticity and your brilliant spiritual alchemy. Your magical era has officially begun, and absolutely nothing in this entire universe can stop your incredible rise to the very top.